Alright, this is just going to be a quick guide on how you can one tick without using tar for Hunter. So there we go. As you can see, I just one tick that trap. Basically, what people call one ticking is when you lay a trap down and you can dismantle and lay a trap one tick after. So um, there's two ways to do this basically, but the most useful one is knowing how to time this action, and it's pretty easy. But yeah, there I forgot to click it, but yeah. So the first way is to basically lay a trap, you pick it up and you place it back 2 ticks later, and then you can run to the other one and click dismantle or check straight after. And I lost my middle chin because I was talking. That's just great. Um, so yeah, that's the first method, and the second method I'm going to try to demonstrate soon. I'm not sure if I'll be able to. It's harder to demonstrate. It's basically when you I'll try to hit the chinchompa, and then I can place a trap right there instantly. So if you hit the chinchompa and you have like a 4-tick weapon, which is what you'll probably be using if you have a melee weapon, um, then you have to place one 3 ticks later. Pickaxes are 5 ticks, so I have to place one 4 ticks later, and basically on the 5th tick it just places the trap like instantly. I don't know how combat actions are related to placing traps, but it works, so whatever. It doesn't work the other way though. You can't 3-tick melee hits. You can't just like use a tar and then hit every 3 ticks with melee or something instead. Um, so yeah, I've just demonstrated again how to one tick the trap. It's pretty easy, and honestly it can speed up your XP quite a bit. If you're doing something like black chins or red chins at high level, then you just have to, because it increases your XP rates. Like if you're doing Hunter properly, it can increase your XP rates by like 50%. But that's like being really, really efficient. Otherwise, you might expect like a 15% increase max. Like you might go from 150 to like max 180k if you start like one ticking all your traps. You might hear people calling this 3-ticking simply because the first trap you lay down, people would do tar, wait 2 ticks, and then place the trap. But this is kind of like 4-ticking, I guess. I'm pretty sure it takes 4 ticks, right? Because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, wait. It's 0, 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4 ticks, but it's the most important part isn't the first trap you place like 1 tick faster or not, and I think it's 4 ticks, but it's just that you manage to chain your other traps into it. So basically, the only reason I'm picking up this trap is so that I can lay the trap and walk on the same tick, and there I failed to click on the right tile. It's actually quite hard to do this like consistently, but yeah, like you get better at it. I wish traps were slightly smaller so it would be easier to click on the side of the tile. It's even worse if you have terrain with like hills. I'm not sure here. There's a bit of elevation like there compared to there, I think maybe, but there's not that much. But yeah, if there's like hills around, then it can be a pain to do this. So I'll try to chain these. As you can see, you can click further than the tile if you do that. And there I failed to click on it again. I'm in full screen, so it's really hard. But if you do it in like fixed or half screen, like if you're alting, then it's way easier to click on the actual tile because you're closer to the tile. So I'll try to demonstrate maybe one more time how you can hit the chinchompa and then place a trap instantly right after. So yeah. Oh, and there's one more thing. Um, if you do something like this, let me just place the trap. You can wait and then place it. I fucked up there. But yeah, okay, let me try to do this again. I rarely do this though because it's not that useful, but if you want to start a one tick chain, there's this is the last tip you have to know. If you place a trap, it starts like an action for placing another trap, and then you can one tick it right there. So you would be able to actually, yeah, I would need one trap that's not set, and one trap I'm setting up, and then I can one tick run to it, and then start my one tick cycle like this. So it's really not that useful because you have to have two traps down at a time, and usually you try to not have two traps down at a time because that's just downtime. It's better for you to lay another trap usually than to check two traps in a row or dismantle a trap. Or the only reason that can happen is if one of your traps falls, which rarely happens honestly at high levels. Like your traps don't end up falling. If your traps end up falling and you're above level like 85 to 90, you might want to consider changing your layout a bit if you're not like, can I talk? Wow. If you're not certain it's the optimal setup. Here I'm not even sure if this is the optimal setup. And as you can see, I just want to take that trap because I started it, then there was the animation for the level up, like box thing, and then I closed it right at the right time. So yep, this is gonna be the last one take of the video. Pretty successful video, honestly. Didn't mess up too much. Uh, if you do this properly, with this spot at level like 69, you can expect 75k an hour, and that's really high for chins. Like, I wasn't expecting that much because EHP is like black salamanders at this level, possibly up to like level 80. Not just because black salamanders are better than the other salamanders for like catch rate and XP or whatever, but also because since they're in the wilderness, you can have one more trap. So I'll try to show you why this is useful. There we go. As you can see with a melee hit, you can like one tick your traps from pretty far away. So if you're using a bulwark, for example, I think it's 7 ticks. You can place traps up to 12 tiles away or something. So if you have to run after your chin, you kind of have to know how to do this. And as you can see, I'll try to do it a bit differently. You don't have to do it perfect timing. If I hit this chin and I run back and I don't one tick the trap, it still sets one tick later when it would have set. Like I could have waited another tick to place it, but you don't have to. It's better if you just click it right away, so at least if you mess up, it's still going to place a one tick later anyways. Um, you don't have to wait for the perfect timing, but if you want to set up a one tick chain, you have to. So I mean, I rarely set up my one tick chains by hitting a chin, running like 8 tiles back, placing my trap, and running to the next one. That's pretty intense. But the thing I do the most is just like this trick right here, where you can move like this and one tick your traps like that. So, uh, I almost had the 4 for the ending of the video, but messed it up. I guess I'll give you one more tip, one more tip. If you're in a world and you're lagging, you might want to consider using another trap so that you can do stuff like... Oh, well, okay, I messed up, wait one sec. So that you can do stuff like this. Okay, there I messed up again, but as you can see, you can click the trap before the other one appears, so if you're lagging, you kind of have to do that, like, even if you're not lagging, it's just so much easier. I don't like doing it though because it's just, I don't know, I prefer just clicking the trap when it appears and I have a cool inventory layout, so whatever.